Hello and welcome to more about our fall Bible study, Revelation, God of Justice, Lord of Glory. And as I've been working on this study, I've been, beginning to write the description, name the study, start writing the lessons. And the question that has been behind it all is, what is Revelation about? And that's a challenging question with a lot of different answers. And my answer may change as we learn, as we study together. But here's what I have right now. And I want to read it to you, but it's a dense statement. And so if you'd rather read it rather than just hear it, you can find it at deannamunger.com, Revelation, where I have all of the materials for this study. Okay, what is Revelation about? Revelation unveils to us the true nature of reality as a cosmic struggle. It shows how God will bring the struggle to completion by dealing with the problem of evil, transforming creation, and dwelling with humans. In light of this uncovered reality, Revelation shows us how we can join in the victory by resisting evil and faithfully witnessing to Jesus. There's a lot there, right? I wanted it in one sentence, but it wouldn't fit. And that's because I had to fit several things into it. And I want to tell you about three of them. First, the statement had to capture that part about revealing. The book is named Revelation because that's the first word. In Revelation 1:1, the original language has no the, so the first line is revelation of Jesus Christ. And that is a word that means uncovering or unveiling. And it means that someone, God, through John, is taking off the veil of the merely physical world to open our eyes to what is really going on. Revelation wants to show us what God is actually doing in the world, how God will finally defeat evil, and how all of creation will come to a completion and a new beginning. Second, this statement had to speak to all of the judgment that is poured out in Revelation. I don't know if you've started reading it where you just sit down and begin to read through the whole book. But when we do that, what really jumps out at us is all of this wrath, all of this judgment poured out. And it's scary. And so when we look for the reason for all that judgment, we find that God's wrath is an answer to the cries of the martyrs, the souls of those who have been persecuted and killed because of their testimony about Jesus. And you can find that in Revelation 6:9-11. But of course, we'll do that in the study. We'll be going through that together and see how this all fits together. Those martyrs ask for justice. And don't we all want justice when someone is wrongly accused, when someone is mistreated or abused, when someone suffers at the hands of the powerful? We all long for justice in those situations, especially when it's someone we love. And that's one of the things that Revelation uncovers, how God will not let evil go unpunished forever, but will bring justice to what looks like an unjust world. Well, finally, this statement had to address the challenge to us in Revelation. The first readers of this book, now that's how we read a book of the Bible, is we recognize that it was written to a different audience, an audience that we're not part of. And so what did it say to them? And from that context, then we can build into what it says to the church and to us specifically. And so the first readers of this book were struggling because the controlling forces of worldly forces of their culture were everywhere, permeating every aspect of life. And they were all about empire and commerce and power. And the worldly forces wanted to rule and command allegiance and control the resources. And what did Christian faithfulness look like in that environment? So when we address that, then we have to say, oh, well, how is our environment like that as well? What are our challenges that are similar? What does Christian faithfulness look like for us? And Revelation wants to tell us what it means to be in league with the beastly empire or a faithful witness to Jesus. And it may not be exactly what we think. And so Revelation has that challenge for us. Well, do you have questions about this or about the last video I shared? Or if you go into other videos and you have questions, you can always email me at Deanna@deannamunger.com, or you can join my email list, which I would love, deannamunger.com, and you can go in there and there's a place to put your email address and join my mailing list, and then you'll be able to reply back and forth and we can have a conversation. Or, of course, this is YouTube, so you can put a comment on the YouTube video. And, we think of Revelation as cryptic and confusing and chaotic, but our goal in this study will be to show the beautiful structure that makes Revelation not chaotic at all, and understand how Revelation draws on the rest of Scripture for symbols. And so we can use the rest of Scriptures to understand what is meant by those symbols, and we can see the message that God is unveiling to strengthen us for victory in the cosmic struggle. It's not meant to stay hidden and be cryptic, but rather to show us the truth of the nature of reality. So I hope that gives you something to think about in this. Let me know what you're thinking, what you're feeling about studying Revelation, and I'll be back with more about the study. Here are the logistical details if you would like to attend in real time. You can attend in downtown Austin in person on Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. And I also have Zoom available at that time, or online from anywhere Wednesdays at 7 p.m. And those times are U.S. Central Daylight Time. And these start September 2nd and 3rd. They are free. And all of the class schedule, the reading assignments, and once we have them, the videos will be available at deannamunger.com/revelation. Thanks for being here.